Hi.
Hi, thanks for coming through.
Back at Happy House number 2.
Oh my God, 2.0. Welcome to 2.0.
I was with 1.0 across the hallway. Over the years.
Over the years. Oh my goodness. Like you, I'm so happy to see you. Mm-hmm. You're a huge part of my life. You're one of the few people that I've actually been able to interact with on 3 different regions of the country. Mm-hmm. Miami, New York, and LA.
Yeah, now I'm out here. Yeah, I met you when DeVille was like 5 months old. He's 13 now.
12 years ago I met you.
Yeah. It's
like
been a
13 while. Easters ago.
13 million Easters ago.
Oh my goodness. I remember clearly I was invited to go to Miami to go work on a project. I didn't want to do it. Eventually I caved and I did do it. But one of the greatest memories of that spring/winter was meeting you.
And I was about to take off to New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Prepare for takeoff.
You're now listening to Stepner Show.
We thought it'd be a good idea to come out to the sunrise and, bring out her dog.
My dog's first sunrise on the southeastern coast before we go to New York.
I remember when I first met you, you were like, you were so cool, powerful, dragon running around South Beach.
With my dog.
And you and I were staying out all
painting,
night.
yeah.
Yes.
I was painting a lot.
And I remember when I first met you, it was like this chance invite to meet up with our mutual friend to go to Easter on the beach. And it was like my first Easter on the beach. And I also didn't want to go. I was like, oh, it's too hot, whatever. But then
Florida.
I met you and I was like, oh my goodness. I am all about you. Ladies and gentlemen, Fenix is here in the house. And ever 12 years later, it's like, we're still here in each
So
other's
much
lives.
stuff has happened in between.
So much.
I've come to LA to see you when I was in New York. You've come to New York, and now I live here, and we never see each other. I live a little further out.
I think I saw you more when we lived opposite sides of the country.
Crazy.
But a lot's happened since then. But let's get I do want to talk about our origin story, but we'll circle back into that.
Okay.
But what do you have right in front of you? What is this book that you have here?
I have my new book out, Mr. Magic of Dragon's Keep, which I co-authored with a really good friend of mine, John J. Buell. I illustrated
Oh my goodness.
lots of illustrations. We'll look at them at another time, I guess. Hold on. Oh,
wow.
well, there are some beautiful ones. But I'm sure you'll be able to pop them in later with some editing.
Little
Ooh, this
B-roll?
one. You'll like that one.
God, look at that.
There it is.
And where can people get this book?
Well, currently it's available on Amazon, and we're working on the Barnes & Noble and Ingram Spark.
All right, so I met you as an artist, so watching you wield this book is very interesting to me, and it makes sense. How did you come about to participating in this endeavor?
Well, so obviously being an artist, you have ideas your whole entire life. And I do remember in high school, I started thinking about writing books. And people who've been with me will remember me telling them my ideas, even as far back as then. Well, I had this idea. I had a black cat when I was a little girl, and my mom always let me name my pets, so they had crazy names. So this cat was named Mr. Magic.
Wow.
His tail was even bent because my mom or dad accidentally slammed his tail in the car door, so he had a little crook at the end. But I had this idea to make my cat into a bookshop keep or something. So basically, he's becomes a magical cat. He's visited by an ancient goddess from ancient Egypt, Bastet, which also happens to be Freya,
They worship
the Nordic
cats
goddess.
in Egypt.
So basically, the cat, he gets this mission from Bastet, and he travels back to ancient Egypt. Lots of things happen in the story.
Oh my goodness. And then
He has to get the amulet of light to return the light to the world and save everything.
being able to immortalize your cat through your work. How does it feel to be looking at this book and knowing that your imagination and your real life childhood experiences live on in this forum?
Well, it's cool because I didn't, I guess, maybe have the confidence in myself to write alone and do everything to take the first step. And so I had kind of been looking for a partner for years. And I don't know, I talked up my ideas, to people, and someone had said, well, you should talk to my friend Jay. And then we began talking, and one day, it was right before COVID or during COVID, I had him over for dinner, and I took out this book that had a bunch of my book ideas, and we decided to make this one the priority.
My goodness, I definitely have to cop a copy of this book. Add it to my Fenix collection.
I have this one for you.
Oh my goodness.
Brought this for you.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
I dedicated it to you in the front.
Ooh, can I read it?
Yeah. Maybe the second page.
To Gustavo, a fellow magic maker, thanks for all the years of friendship, and to many more. Love, Fenix. a.k.a. Hannah Murphy. Oh my goodness. I've always been compelled by your work ever since when I first met you. I was like, oh my goodness, who is this person? I have to stay up all night and get to know you, go see sunrises. And some of my favorite photographs in Miami are of our time watching sunrises
with DeVille. Yeah, my doggy, who is 13 now, a little senior.
Oh, like my dogson.
Yes. I do remember, though, right when you came, I was packing up to come to New York, and I was having an art sale. So I was having a little art show here and there and selling off all my paintings.
And I remember,
I did make money.
I know. And then I went with you to those art crawls in Wynwood where you would slang your paint
on the sidewalk.
At that point, the art community in Miami was already vibing and thriving. And it's not, but that was
not like it is
was
now.
Still
it's crazy.
Kind of if you knew, you knew. It was an open secret that Miami had a great art scene, but it wasn't as gentrified as it is today. But I remember you having an art sale, and I bought a painting because the one behind me was not available.
Oh, yeah.
Because it already had sold. And I was like, oh my goodness, no, that's the one I want. And, the Bride of Doom. And I was so sad when you told me that someone else had already pledged to buy it. And then I remember it fell through, and you and I ran to the ATM, and I was like, yo, let's put some money out, and I'll give you money for this painting right now.
And that painting you have is kind of a historic one because it's signed by Hannah instead of what I became Fenix Art Studios.
Oh, my goodness.
And now I sign everything from Fenix. And in the book, there's a couple of the illustrations that are signed Fenix, but even though it's Hannah Murphy.
Yes.
But yeah, the painting you do have is one of the first ones of my new style when I first found myself how to paint. And a lot of the skulls and the rich colors.
And if I remember correctly, it's also the last painting that you signed Hannah.
I believe it is. Could be.
Because there was a series of earlier paintings that were signed Hannah. But then there was a transition from Hannah to Fenix. Phoenix Rising, new era in your life. And I remember that era I came in at the very beginning of that era, of the Fenix era. I came home tonight and I bought this painting from an artist in Miami who is, her name is Fenix, and this was the first one that she ever completed. And when I first saw it, I was like, yo, I gotta buy this because, I don't care how much it costs. What was it about this new era that you decided to leave Miami and go to New York?
Well, I was in Florida for a while. My parents had moved there in high school, from Texas.
That's right. You and I are both from Texas.
Yeah. And I loved Florida for a while, but then, I got tired of the weather and stuff. But when I met you, I had just been 6 months out of a very dark relationship. I was physically abusive and stuff. So I was becoming my own person and getting over a lot of, hardships. Going out on my own. I had been married and stuck in this life, and I wanted to be my own person, and so I took off to New York and was an independent woman.
Tell me about the arrival to New York City. Out of all the cities in the U.S., why did you choose New York?
Well, I've always been fascinated with New York since I was a little girl. I told my mom I was going to run away to the city and live in a loft and be an artist. So I finally did at that age.
And you sure did.
I did.
I remember I was so sad when you left, but I was so excited because I knew that I had lived in New York for a long time. And then when you moved to New York, I was like, oh my goodness, now I have another reason to go back to New York. And you and I had a lot of great days in New York. I think our friendship was really fortified in New York more than it was in Miami. Can I tell everybody what we're doing?
We're going to ride the boats at Central Park. It's going to be friggin' amazing.
Twerk it, twerk it, twerk it, twerk it.
Oh, shit. That was a show. That was a show.
Row, girl, row.
I can't wait to post these pictures.
Row, girl, row.
Get your row on. Get down to get your row on.
I think you crashed at my house a couple of times and I would stay up painting.
Yes.
That's back when I painted all the time.
The Bamboleo night. Bamboleo night I'll never forget.
I don't think many people would believe that story.
Yo, we were at a flamenco show. And we were out in the city and you lived in Brooklyn. And then we had to flee the flamenco show because you were compelled to paint. And you painted this flamenco dancer.
And she was
with a
beautiful.
skull on her face.
But you forgot the part about the ghost.
Oh, whoa. Tell me about that.
You don't remember when we were, the whole day we were playing Bamboleo because that's like our song. And then when I was painting that night, no music was on and we heard someone go, Bamboleo.
Oh my goodness.
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
And we both stopped dead in our tracks. This is like 1, 2 in the morning. And we have no idea. There was no one around.
I think it might have been like...
The radio was not on and it sounded creepy, right? It was like, Bamboleo.
I think we were like 2 bottles of wine in it.
But still, we both heard it at the same time.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
But New York,
New York
basements, I don't know.
Yeah.
Haunted, probably. Bodies down there.
Yo, but I love our New York chapter because we really had a lot of great adventures.
It's showtime, it's showtime, it's showtime.
Showtime.
Walking on air.
How did your life change once you went to New York?
There was a lot of freedom and independence to do whatever I want, empowered to make money, make my own schedule, go out all the time. Really just become my own human being.
Nice.
Met a lot of great people along the way that I'm still friends with and everything like that.
And then how did your work actually expand in New York? Because like you went from paintings to like bigger stuff.
Well, early on in Orlando, I did study under a lady that did, because Orlando is the home of Disney and cookie cutter houses, how to do all that woodwork and the walls. And I worked for her for a couple of years. So kind of honed, and she was classically trained. So when I went to New York, I did know how to do that stuff. And I finally got someone one day that just said, okay, do my kitchen. And then it evolved from there. And then I also worked in scenic and film. But then a lot of people are like, well, you're too good or trained, to just be a scenic. You need to do houses and walls and furniture. And I'm trying to get into that out here. I really want to do like kids murals and powder bathrooms and ceilings and restaurants.
Your New York chapter starts to come to an end during...
And I met my husband there.
Oh, yeah, that's
Kevin.
right.
I was single for a reason forever, and I didn't want anybody, so I guess that's when it happens. When you're ignoring everyone and put people in friend zones and all that.
So you got married again. Congratulations. 10-10.
Well, that's right.
That's how good
just
we friends.
passed.
Like I know you had. I saw your wedding on Zoom. I remember that. It was during the pandemic. During the pandemic. The
It was a cute wedding. I loved it. I was just out in the country with friends.
And
Nice little pandemic party.
Ooh, cowboy hats and everything.
Those Texas roots.
Yes. A friend of mine, Alicia, who also paints, she got married on the same day.
I
that you
remember
did.
you telling me
And
that.
I was watching her wedding on Zoom as well. It was like this cool, like weird experience to like, I think I still want to do birthday parties on Zoom.
That is, it's cool. I had to do my baby shower like that because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Because people were getting sick and I couldn't get sick, so.
So you meet your husband, you get married.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I had
move out
wanted, you knew
west.
I wanted to move out here forever.
Yeah, because, before your move, I remember some of the times you would fly here.
Yeah.
And you
I
did
painted a mural one
murals
time,
on
yeah.
Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
And what was those like trips for you like here?
They were fun because I loved my New York City life and I knew I had to go there for once in my life. But for me, I guess from my childhood in Texas, the scenery here just matches my brain, the weather.
Oh yeah,
You know that from
mountains
being from down
and
there.
trees
Yeah.
and oceans.
And, just the February there is too much.
Yes.
And, from living there, alternate side parking there is a headache and things
Oh my
like that.
goodness, yes.
Going to the grocery store, it's a lot of work.
It is. Especially
Living
with
right in the
dogs
city.
and everything. It's like, oh,
But I always had a yard and a nice, big apartment. But
yeah, you did.
I always wanted to be out here.
And so, tell me about that. You decided to pack it up, drive cross country.
Finally, because of COVID, I guess. I mean, we're on quarantine and we're like, well.
That accelerate your plan to move out here?
Kind of, yeah. And then my husband's brother lives out here too.
Because they're Cali boys, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it made
It
sense.
just kind of, worked out that way.
And so tell me about that cross country trip. I was tuning in.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So we bought a van. I actually drove it here today. It's like a 2012, I think. Anyway, it's a Ford Econoline. It's a big van. So we outfitted it to sleep and carry a bunch of our stuff. And the rest of our stuff went in a pod so that we could access it, when we got here. But yeah, I mean, we saw so many friends along the way. We slept everywhere. Sometimes we would sleep in a hotel. Sometimes we slept in a state park with only vault toilets. We were just all over.
Oh, so it was like camping. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
I mean, we went to South Dakota. We went to the Badlands. We went, everywhere. We went to Yellowstone, Yosemite, craters of
what a
the
great
moon, whatever.
experience.
There's so much stuff. We even went to the Great Lakes on Lake Michigan.
Oh, wow. I've never actually seen them in person. Maybe in Chicago, but
Oh,
Yeah, like-
Chicago.
yeah.
But we went to the dunes area. It was cool.
And your arrival to California, what's that been like for you? Tell me
It
some
was
tell me some
it
of
was
that
really
experience.
exciting at first and feel on top of the world. But I guess if you actually rewind and look at it, moving after COVID to look for work, that was hard. Nothing was happening. And then so we get here in September, November at my birthday camping trip. I guess I ended up pregnant.
Oh, wow. So you have a whole new life now.
Mm-hmm. It took a complete 360 from what I expected, my life was going to be here. But yeah, she's great. I love her so much.
I haven't met her yet, but
No,
hopefully,
you need to.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, we're just busy, and me, I'm stuck with the nap schedule and all that.
Yep. I know about all that. A lot of friends of mine have babies, but I don't.
Yeah.
I have a dog, but I think you were one of the great inspirations.
I was
for
a
me
dog
because-
mom.
Yeah.
Always. You called me mother of dogs.
Mother of
instead
dogs. And then I
dragons.
remember one time you called me, you're like, if anything happens to me,
Take the bill.
Take the bill.
Yeah, you were the person for many years. And then it became Kevin, obviously.
Right.
But, becoming a mom has been a total adjustment in a new state, new side of the country where I do have friends, but it just doesn't line up, with my new lifestyle. And we live a little out of the city to get the space we wanted. And for what, we could afford moving. Sometimes mostly, I have lost myself. I don't recognize myself anymore because I'm focused on doing something. She's 2 now, so I'm with her daily. I'm not that creative, person. Someone's relying on me. But if I really think about it, I'm doing the most noble job right now. I'm
Right.
molding a little creative mind.
It's like
She
the
loves-
ultimate creative experience.
My ultimate piece of art.
And that's, in a way, it's like you've gone back to being Hannah.
But I mean, soon, those younger years will be over, and then I'll be getting back to myself. Like I'm starting one of my little graphic books. I started writing the little blurbs, and I'm going to start watercoloring them soon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so hopefully. But yeah, and she's into dancing and painting. I showed you the picture earlier with the easel.
Oh, my goodness.
She'll definitely be a creative.
Yeah,
You could
there's
tell.
a project I think you and I can collaborate on.
Okay.
And it could be like totally your schedule.
Okay.
And we'll have to talk after the microphones.
Okay.
But, it might be right up your alley.
Cool.
It's something that I would like to, a conversation I would like to explore with you.
Okay.
But it's for a movie I want to make.
Oh, nice.
Storyboards.
Another one. Oh,
Yeah.
Storyboards.
Exactly.
I did one in college. Oh my god,
Yeah.
the old school way.
And so Texas girl goes to Florida, starts working, moves to New York, comes out here. What is some things on the horizon that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, I want to get into some people's houses and start doing, some beautiful artwork, because that's what I'm really good at. And, you have to pay the bills, but
Yes.
it's nice to when you do something like that creative in someone's house, you're giving them a warmth, their own art in their own home. It's something they use. It's tangible goods, like,
Right.
so it's just, I have to make the connections. That's hard to do right now.
It is. And I remember when I first got Happy House, one of the first, like, before I even had furniture, we shipped your painting from Miami to LA.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an incredible experience because this painting behind me has been with me during my whole Happy House experience. And every time I see it, I think of you, and I think about like some of the things that you influenced me in the way that you market your work, and the way you do a lot of community outreach, a lot of personal contacts. And what are some of the like top 3 things you would tell artists coming up, or any like 3 pieces of knowledge that you would recommend to artists to continue their work, or to never give up, or any of that pixie dust stuff?
Well, definitely don't give up, because stuff doesn't just happen overnight like fairy tales. You're not just getting out of school and you're going to be a rich artist. I mean, geez, don't tell anyone, but I'm turning 48. So, stuff will happen in time.
We're the same age.
Oh, yeah, we are.
All right, never give up is 1. Number 2.
Generation X. Number 2, maybe take some business courses.
Hey, my friend Donatella said the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, as Lily comes up, that's my daughter's name, by the way, I can kind of, being an older influence, kind of, point her in more of the right directions instead of how I was just, knowing nothing about that.
And what about number
Just-
3?
Geez, I don't know. Well, just don't stick with the norm. I remember people telling me that my paintings were really dark, or they didn't want to have it in their gallery because it was too dark, or they would say, "Do you have issues or mental problems?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm a painter. Don't they all have those?" But still, you don't have to follow a mold. That's what makes you an artist or a creator. And I mean, if nothing new is ever done, what will the world be?
Oh,
Like these
yes.
Hollywood movies. So,
Exactly.
I mean, look, I just finally got my notes down in a book form from high school. Look how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. It'll happen. And you have to produce more than one thing, keep going. Don't
Right.
just stop at your first thing and give up.
One of the things I love to ask guests when I'm interviewing them is, how does creativity influence your life?
Well, I think that's every day, because as a creative person, you kind of see the world a little differently. Like, I could just be sitting in a restaurant and I see some rust on a window pane and I'm like, that's beautiful. Or like in the sunset, I see all these certain colors, like a color that would make a color. I just don't see the orange sky. And like, I used to think when I would be sitting on the subway, back when I painted a lot, I might be staring at someone, and then I'm like, I'm looking at the way their eyelids are shaped, because I'm going to go home and maybe dissect that shape. I'm actually studying your face right now.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, not yours, but people on the
gotcha.
train.
I was like,
You know what I mean.
Look at me.
You just stare at stuff, I don't know, and your brain wanders.
Some people are watching this video, and some people are only listening on the audio part. But if you had to describe it in words and audio only, how would you describe your work?
Drippy, moody, lots of feminine type figures, florals, shapes, patterns. Very Dia de los Muertos influence, maybe even 1940s influence,
I do see a lot of that
bold outlines.
Mexican magical realism in there. Where does that come to you from?
Obviously, Texas. Yeah, especially around the Dallas area, you got all those tiny little hole-in-the-wall restaurants and all that stuff. Lowrider parades, everything.
Exactly. And now you're back in a big Mexican community here in Los Angeles, and you speak some Spanish. And some of your work is like this hybrid of like Mexican culture and, like you said, 1940s. Like,
Oh, yeah. My mom used to dress me in those little flowery dresses
flapper.
and the little huaraches.
whoa, you'd be like all freed it out?
Well, I mean, yeah. Because, that's what you get at the market.
Yeah, that's true.
So, in the 80s.
Who are some of the artists you were like influenced by or looking up to when you were starting out?
Well, it's really weird. I was thinking about that the other day. I really liked American Impressionists, like Mary Cassatt, But I don't paint like that at all. I just remember learning that she was a woman artist in school, and I thought those paintings were beautiful. And see, that maybe that's another piece of advice I would give the artist. I would look to things that I would learn in school or see and think I was no good because I couldn't match them. And then when you find your own, you find that none of those styles work for you because they aren't you just because you liked them. Oh. So you need to just push through, and all those messy things you're doing that don't look good to you, it does look good. You're just told, you're not taught those things. So you just need to, persevere, find your own way. And that is what makes you you.
Sometimes I ask people that question, what's more important, talent or discipline?
I'm going to say discipline matters because you can have the raw talent and give up because people tell you you're nothing. But you have to persevere and just keep drawing because it's in your veins and your blood because you want to. Or writing or singing. You can't just stop. So discipline.
I agree. I think that sometimes even people who have discipline, that is their talent, is to be disciplined.
Yes, because you'll notice there are some people that just do like, okay, here's some squares, but because they have their business mind and all that stuff, selling $5,000 paintings or more.
Oh my goodness.
30,000, I don't know.
How do you feel about creating things and then selling them? Do you ever get sad when they leave you?
Oh, yeah. But I mean, so I painted like these chairs in New York, and they were very like turquoisey and Mexican looking. They had birds, and I loved them a lot. And then we didn't have too much furniture when we got here, so they were in my kitchen for the past couple of years, and I just sold them because I was like, okay, tired of you. But sometimes when I am creating something, I'll be like, I don't know if I can get rid of this, but I'll just hold on to it for a little while, and then I'll try and get rid of it.
Nice,
there is a painting I have for sale now that was hanging in my dining room in New York forever. And I even have it discounted now because I'm like, I just can't hold on to everything forever.
Right.
But I do love it when I know people who have my things. I can visit it.
Yes.
Or see it online.
How do you feel seeing the Bride of Doom here right now?
Yeah, and I even forget about her. But when I walked in, I was like, oh, it perked me up. It's a very old, simple style, too.
Yeah. On wood, painted on wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it. I love that you paint on wood. Like I've seen you pull stuff off the streets and turn it into art.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's like one of your biggest qualities I've always admired.
Oh, thanks.
It's a big week. It's spooky week. It's Halloween. It's Halloween weekend right now. It's, some people celebrate Halloween on the final Saturday of October. And some diehards, purists, celebrate on the 31st.
I'm carving pumpkins tomorrow.
Ooh.
You can come if you want.
Hey. I love celebrating all month.
Mm-hmm. I used to,
But yeah, Halloween 31st is always the day for me.
It was fun that time I came out here and we went to Hollywood Forever.
That's happening tonight.
Oh.
Yo, I remember.
Yeah, I want to take Lily to see it.
Yeah.
She'd love all the lights.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. And I always love every time you post those photos over and over because I remember that night very clearly.
I love it. And people were taking pictures of me.
Yeah.
They thought I worked there or something.
Oh my goodness. Have you been to any of the museums out here yet?
Yeah, we went to, why am I brain dead right now? The one on the hill with the tram.
Getty.
That's right. Also the one in Malibu.
Ooh.
The car museum.
Got it. Have you been to LACMA yet?
No, I haven't, but I want to take Lily to the Natural History Museum. Now that she walks and she talks,
Let me know. I have a membership.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I can take someone.
Nice.
I was just there looking at the spiders.
Oh.
They have a spider.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then in the spring, I was there for the butterflies.
And don't they have like a Halloween light up Boney thing right now?
Mr. Bones or something like that. Boney exhibit.
And just some little stuff, beach stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you miss New York?
I do at times because, it's been a struggle starting out here. But I mean, I missed a time and place in my life that would never exist again, even if I were there. And it just wasn't where I wanted to continue the rest of my life.
Yes.
I have very fond memories, yes, but nothing will compare to what it was. That's gone.
What about Miami? Do you miss Miami?
Sorry, guys. I miss some of you, my friends. But other than that, too hot and sunny for this girl.
Yeah, for sure.
It gets hot out here, but it's different.
Yeah, it's not as humid here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What are some of your favorite spooky movies that you like to watch during this time of year?
Well, I've always loved Resident Evil. All of them. Those
Yeah.
are scary. Nightmare Before Christmas. I had Lily watch that a couple times. I don't know. Name some. I'll tell you.
Exorcist or The Shining?
Shining. We took those pictures one time.
Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween?
Halloween. When we first moved here, we the first October here, we were staying in Larchmont, so those houses look like in the movies.
Oh.
So we watched all of the Halloween movies like every day, every single one.
Haunted houses or roller coasters?
I love roller coasters.
Yeah, they're scarier. For sure.
Oh yeah,
It's hard to
adrenaline.
scare me in a haunted house, but a roller coaster.
Well, you know it's fake, and you're gonna scream in a haunted house, but it's still like okay. But roller coasters, there's something about that,
Nothing beats the G-force of a
No.
roller coaster. Oh my goodness.
and you are scared, but it feels good.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset,
Rain or snow?
rain,
Ooh. Very cool. Christmas and New Year's.
Christmas,
Yeah, I could definitely see you. Like, more
especially
Christmas.
now.
Yeah. Well, if you had a flight anywhere around the world, where would you go to?
Right now, I've been dying to get out to Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
That's the roots of the family. The mother of everyone I'm related to came over like in 1753 or something.
Oh
She
my
was
goodness.
kidnapped by the English. So
Dang.
it's on all the records.
Like pure Irish, or do you even have like
Oh.
Scandinavian blood too?
Obviously, this many thousands of people, no, it wouldn't be pure.
I've been to Ireland when I was 15. It was my first overseas trip. I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah. Have to take Lily there too. Kevin's Irish descent also.
That's right.
The Ginger family.
Where can people find you on social media?
So that would be Fenix Art Studios, but it's spelled with an F. Fenix.
In Spanish, Fenix.
Fenix. Remember the Fenix car service in New York?
Yeah, we're here.
I use that one all the time.
Los Fenix.
Yes, Los Fenix.
Exactly.
So I stayed when I came out most of the time.
This is like your adopted neighborhood. Like, took you in here.
Yeah, that's where I thought I would live.
Here in spirit. The Bride of Doom lives here.
Yes. One day.
Any final thoughts or comments that you'd like to leave on this microphone? A little time capsule here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks for
on
having
your book
me.
again.
Read the book.
Yes. Oh my goodness, this is incredible.
You'll like it. It's a time traveling cat
Ooh.
to ancient Egypt and all that. Lots of magic.
Oh my goodness, I would expect nothing less. Oh
Like
my
that
God,
one?
Look, you also
That's
did
one of
the
my favorite
hieroglyphics?
drawings, yeah.
Wow.
The weighing of the heart with
Look at
Anubis
that,
and
look at
everything.
that. This is so cool. I've also been to Egypt, so this is very
Oh my
exciting to
God,
me.
yeah. My partner, Jay, and I, we were talking about if we struck it rich to go on one of those Nile cruises.
I recommend it.
Of course, starving artists here.
Well, Hannah, a.k.a. Phoenix, thank you so much for coming through today and being here with me and Lola and getting on your mic during Halloween week. I appreciate your friendship and your presence, and I'm your biggest cheerleader, and I look forward to what you do next.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!